Hello there, Simon Trades here, or some people like to call me Simon Trades. This is day 5 of the Simon Trades Summer Staycation rail journey, and I'm also on the Coast and Peaks Rover Ticket still. As you can see, I'm at Heaton Chapel railway station. Now this is a busy stretch of the West Coast Main Line with trains running out of Stockport towards Manchester Piccadilly. So we are visiting 3 railway stations in the Greater Manchester / Stockport area today. And without further ado, we're calling at the following principal stations. That's the wrong station sign. Just give me a sec. So we now find the correct sign. Heaton Chapel, Levenshulme, and our last station today, Hazel Grove, which is on the line towards Buxton and Stockport. Now we're going to be filming at these 3 railway stations today because there's nothing special going through. It's just somewhere to go, to be honest, because I have planned this in the early hours of this morning, and I thought, well, I could do this, so that's why I'm doing Heaton Chapel, Levenshulme and Hazel Grove, because I could fit them in and still be back home for about 5:30. Because the main idea that I want to get back home a bit early today is because of tomorrow's vlog, which I'll explain at the end of the video. So without further ado, we're going to roll the intro, and I'm going to be starting at Rugeley Town Railway Station today. Hello, my name is Simon, and I'm a rail enthusiast for the town of Rugeley in Staffordshire. And I also use the railway to travel around the country. These are my journeys across the United Kingdom by the Iron Rails, which sometimes can go successful or end up in a disaster. The block now approaching this YouTube channel is the next Simon Trades railway journey, and I welcome you to this service. So please sit back and enjoy the adventure. So this rail journey actually starts from Rugeley Town Station this morning. I only got a couple of things from the town centre, so I thought, well, I had time, so I'm actually walking up and catch the 0856 to Rugeley Trent Valley, which I'll explain that later. But yeah, so today we are visiting the 3 railway stations, as I mentioned. They're going to be busy, well, 2 of them are going to be busy, of course, which is because they're on the West Coast Main Line heading into Manchester Piccadilly. But the 3rd one's not going to be busy as much, but it's still going to have a fair bit of traffic. So, as I mentioned, we are going to catch the 0856 to Rugeley Trent Valley. Then when we get to Rugeley Trent Valley, we're catching the 0924 London Northwestern Railway service to Stafford, because there is something that I do want to see at Stafford first that's passing through. There is a locomotive move from Crewe to Leicester. Now apparently it's going to be a diesel locomotive dragging 2 Class 91 electric locomotives, what I've heard. So I want to get that first before I move on into the Manchester area. So our 0856 is on time and it should be arriving now. So I've been at Stafford for a while now, but yes, we got DB Cargo Class 90-90037, which came in onto platform 6 and then left. But this movement that I was on about with the diesel locomotive for the 291s has not even left crew. So I'm going to have to abandon that plan, I'm afraid, because I'm sticking to my plan that I'm doing today. So we're going to be jumping on the 1028 cross-country service to Stockport. Then when we get to Stockport, we'll be starting to go and fill some stations in the Greater Manchester area. So we're going to wait for this cross-country to arrive, which should be any time now. I'm at Stockport Railway Station now, waiting for the 11:29 Northern service to take me to my first destination, Heaton Chapel. And then we're going to have an hour at Heaton Chapel Station, then I'm going to be moving on to Levenshulme Station, having about an hour and 20 minutes there before we go back to Stockport Way to get to Hazel Grove. That's the plan for today. So our northern train has left Handforth, so it is on our way to Stockport, which we should be getting out any second now to take us to our first destination to fill trains. So this is our first station visited today, Heaton Chapel and Heaton Moor, but it's actually just known as Heaton Chapel today. It is a lovely sign, that is. It is a Northern Railway station, it has 2 platforms, but it also has 2 fast lines, because this is a busy stretch of the West Coast Main Line with trains coming between Stockport and Manchester Piccadilly. We're just going to have an hour here filming some trains. There's nothing special coming through, but it was basically because of the Class 91s that haven't ran still. Because I thought, well, where can I go? And Levenshulme, Heaton Chapel and Hazel Grove were the places to go to after supposedly getting this movement, but it still hasn't ran. So I'm going to do a brief history of Heaton Chapel Station, because this is a busy part of the West Coast Main Line, before we carry on filming some more trains. So this is the brief station history of Heaton Chapel. The station opened as Heaton Chapel and Heaton Moor in 1852 by the London Northwestern Railway. The station was renamed to Heaton Chapel on the 6th of May 1974. We're now moving on to the last station on the West Coast Main Line before you get to Manchester Piccadilly, which is Levenshulme. Now, the movement that I was on about earlier with the diesel locomotive with the 2 Class 91s, that movement has been cancelled, so it wasn't running today. It was just so I heard yesterday while I was on the train heading towards Manchester Oxford Road from Birchwood, and I thought I might have that actually. But unfortunately that move was cancelled. If I knew that, I could have planned something earlier and not got off at Stafford. But our train should be arriving very soon to take us to Levenshulme. So this is station number 2 we're visiting today, Levenshulme. Now if you remember back in February, I did the Fallowfield Loop Line, walked it, and there's another Levenshulme station here, but it's disused now, which is called Levenshulme South, which is just south of this station. We're on the West Coast Main Line between Stockport and Manchester Piccadilly. Now, I'm not going to do the history of Levenshulme Railway Station because there's hardly any information or history at all. All it tells you on Wikipedia is that it's got 4 tracks here, as you can see in the background, and it's got a couple of station signs in different writing here. That's about it. However though, north of this station is Slade Lane Junction. Now this junction takes the trains from Manchester Piccadilly down towards Manchester Airport, which is called By Heel Green. But I'll zoom in on that in a second so you can see that junction, but it's still a bit further down the line from here. So as I mentioned, no station history of this station. We're just going to have a look at a few more trains passing through here. And then I'm having an hour and 20 minutes here because I'm leaving on the 13:55 Northern service to Hazel Grove. I'm using Levenshulme as a turnaround point and not going into Manchester Piccadilly. We're now on platform 1 at Levenshulme, and we're going to be waiting for the 13:55 Northern service to take us to Hazel Grove. And yes, I did a really poor Irish impression, to be honest. Even though I do have Irish heritage, that's probably the poorest Irish accent I've ever done. Anyway, we're waiting for the 13:55 Northern service, which is just coming in, I think, now, to take us to our last destination, Hazel Grove. This is the last station of filming today, Hazel Grove. Now you can just see the background there is a lovely signal box, and it's still operational. This is a Northern Railway station with 2 platforms, and if you see down the bottom there, I don't think you can make it out, but I'll zoom in if you can't. There's a junction down the bottom. Now the line straight ahead takes you on to Buxton, and there's a spur that goes off to the left here that takes you onto the Hope Valley line. Now that stretch of track is actually used for East Midlands Railways, Transpennine Express and the freight trains. I remember one year there was engineer works in the New Mills area, and Northern, which they go by the Romney to get onto the Hope Valley line, actually use that spur once to go onto the Hope Valley line. It's because the Sheffield trains from Piccadilly don't call at Stockport, why East Midlands Railway and Transpennine Express do. That's why they use that spur. But anyway, we're going to be filming a few more trains here before we leave it just after 3:30 to go back to Stockport and head home. Now this is the station history of Hazel Grove Station. Station opened for the Stockport, Disley and Whaley Bridge Railway by the London Northwestern Railway on the 9th of June 1857. There was actually another station sited on the Midlands Railway line called Hazel Grove Midland in brackets Station, which opened in 1902 but only lasted 15 years and closed in 1917. The Stockport to Hazel Grove line was electrified in 1981. So we're just going to film a couple more trains here before we head back to Stockport. Still at Hazel Grove Railway Station, as you can see, a Northern Class 331 is with me. Now I'm going to explain something because I made the mistake when I got on at Levenshulme, because the train's actually got about 5 carriages instead of 6, because I use this one as an example, but the 2 doors here, the second door, technically from the second door to the cab is out of use. So the conductor can carry on his duties. Now I did not know that, to be honest. I actually did get on the very back of the train, which was out of use. So after a quick move forward, it was fine. So yeah, so if you're travelling on the Northern Class 331, just beware that one of the carriages, this one's at the front of the train or the back of the train, a bit of it is out of use. So the conductor can do his duties by opening the doors and all that. So anyway, this one's going into the siding now, so and then we'll wait for a few more trains. time at Hazel Grove is nearly up. Now, I'm going to be jumping on the 15:35 Northern service to Stockport. This goes on to Manchester Piccadilly. This starts at Buxton. When I get to Stockport, I've actually booked on an Avanti West Coast service back to Crewe, and then Crewe, I've got a 6-minute connection to get the 16:33 to Rugeley Trent Valley, which goes on to London Euston. That's how I'm getting back from Hazel Grove. But honestly though, it has been a nice day really, filled with these 3 stations. So that train's just about to leave now, and we're just waiting for ours to come in.
I'm now on 350-260 with 350-407 on the rear, and this is the 1633 to London Euston, which I'm only go as far as Ruji Trent Valley on this train. So I have made the connection at Crewe of 6 minutes. It's actually a bit less, I think it was like 5 minutes actually, but I made that connection anyway. So we're now on this to Rugeley Trent Valley, and I'm going to change at Rugeley Trent Valley to get back to Rugeley Town to end this vlog. So we're back now at Rugeley Town Railway Station, and it has really been a good day actually. Like I said, there was nothing special apart from trying to get the diesel locomotive, which I think was a class 67 I was told, with 291s. So I'll explain that in a second what happened to them. So we got the 0856 off here and the 0924 off Rugeley Trent Valley to Stafford. Now the 91s I did mention earlier, we did try to get them at Stafford, but the path ended up being cancelled later on. They didn't run at all. However though, we did get a DB cargo class 9037, which arrived into platform 6 then quickly left. Then I was on the cross-country service to Stockport, and then went to Heaton Chapel. It's a nice station, I will admit, but I prefer the next one to film at. So we did get some movements through Heaton Chapel, which was good. Then went to Levenshulme, which I do prefer that one over Heaton Chapel. Did get some nice footage through here as well. Then after Levenshulme, we went on a train to Hazel Grove. Now, like I said, I got on the back of the train and I didn't realise it was out of use because they have barricaded, well, they've just put like a bit of like elastic band with a sign on it, so the conductor could do his job basically. So our 6-coach train, 2 car class 331s, only 5 out of the 6 is roughly in operation. But anyway, so we got to Hazel Grove, did some filming there, no problems, and that was it. Went back to Stockport. We got the 1604 back to Crewe, changed train to Crewe, got back to Trent Valley and Town Station. So today it has been a successful trip. I wasn't going after anything special. Now the next trip, which I'll be filming tomorrow, which will be a few days time, I can definitely tell you what I'm doing, because this one I have plans first, to be honest. So it will be a very early start, because I think I'm getting a train about 6:48 in the morning, so I can go to Warrington to film a steam locomotive passing through, and then I'm going to chase it up to Lancaster. After that, I'll be going back down to Warrington to go to Newton-in-Willows, and then going to Hunts Cross afterwards. So there is a bit of an interesting day on the next vlog. So I'm going to end this now. Thank you for watching Simon Trades. This vlog has been terminated at Rugeley Town Railway Station, and we'll see you for the next vlog for chasing a steam locomotive. Thank you for watching.